welcome. Today we're gonna explore a little bit more about how does AppSec Phoenix works and how does the whole ecosystem work together to deliver fundamentally a rapid resolution, a contextualization, and risk augmentation. So with AppSec Phoenix, we fundamentally start with the assets and what we call sources or target. On the left, there could be cloud, website, application. All of those should be already scanned through commercial scanner, or we can orchestrate them through commercial scanner or application scanner. We fundamentally configure, the first step is to configure them and configure the concept of application. But once that's done, you fundamentally aggregate all of those vulnerability in application security. We are fundamentally synchronizing with all the commercial scanner and our own scanner via API, orchestrating them so you can continuously scan and continuously orchestrate through the platform. And we are acting in the background to continuously pull information and update information. At this point in time, the first step that we add is the business intelligence. So you tell us how much an application is worth. What is the context of deployment, where is the application deployment, and we take that intelligence and we translate that into a risk formula. The second aspect, we go outside and look at all the technology information, the threat feed in that attacker look at, and we look at, and our own intelligence, and we layer that one on the vulnerability. And at the last steps, we compute fundamentally risk, looking at the vulnerability risk, the component risk, and the application risk, together with where the application are deployed in the cloud or infrastructure, and link all those risks together, taking into consideration elements like attackability, vulnerability densities, aggregated risk, and your attack surface. At this point in time, fundamentally, you action setting risk target. And we're going to see later how to set risk target. But fundamentally, you take the prioritization approach, and we fundamentally take into consideration all the elements that you told us, like how much was an application, how important was an application, how much was worth it, and how big the attack surface was. And we prioritize fundamentally vulnerability together with the threat intelligence and the attackability. Based on the risk target that you set on your own organization, then the next step that we can do is looking at the technology list and the attackability and the list of vulnerability that needs to be solved in order to fundamentally meet the executive expectation or the risk expectation, and those generate fundamental report for executive as well as DevSecOps tasks or DevOps task delivered directly into Jira, Slack, or we're working to integrate IDE too. And then fundamentally the last steps is we monitor and track remediation. Once the remediation is done, we rescan and we trigger fundamental rescan through the commercial scanner or our own scanner. So the user journey is quite straightforward. As I mentioned before, you tend to integrate scanner with API. Each scanner has a different API, but we make it super simple in AppSec Phoenix to integrate. After that, you configure the application and into how they are configured and how they are composed. So which are the components that form an application? A website, an API, a bunch of repository, and so on and so forth. With Phoenix, we fundamentally deduplicate all the vulnerabilities that come from different scanners or from the same scanner. And then at the end, we fundamentally create an intelligence based on the application composition and based on the component that you told us they were external or internal. And we calculate and generate the fundamentally attack surface and how vulnerable is your application based on the attack surface. On the other end, once you define fundamentally all your application, then you go and set your business. You can set your business goals and target, and fundamentally based on that, we generate a list of vulnerabilities that then get pushed to Jira, get pushed to development tool or similar, and then continuously while you resolve the vulnerability, you can review them and resolve. Thank you very much.
AppSec Phoenix. Fix vulnerabilities today before attackers exploit them tomorrow.